Hi Danny, good morning.
Rutherford, morning to you. We've got two races on the 22nd. One race for 3-year-olds, the Indian Champagne Stakes, which is a Grade 3 race, and then the Indian Champion Cup, which is a Grade 1. So we'll start with the Indian Champagne Stakes. It's a 6-horse field.
Basically, the Indian Champion Stakes is always a lead-up race to the Calcutta Million. So this is like a stepping stone from a 7 to a mile for the horses. Like they run them over here to see which horse can really get the trip, I feel. What do you think?
Yes, of course, Rutherford. You've got the Produce Stakes, which is always run on the 1st of January. And then you have the Champagne Stakes 3 weeks later, usually, and which is over 7 furlongs. And then you've got the mile, which is the Million later on. So Rutherford, horse number 1, Dundee Satyagraha, a colt by Chevalier out of the mare Salt. A sprinting type of dam line.
Salt is, she's always a winner of a 5 furlong horse, a very speedy thing. The horses she's even thrown pure sprinters, like you have Dandy March ran the other day. I felt he found 7 furlong a little too much wanting for him. And
he won very impressively his last start, which was on the 13th of Jan, his second start. And he won effortlessly, you could say, very comfortably.
Very, very impressive. I mean, yeah, comfortably you can put it that way, because he didn't even move a muscle on him Sandesh that day. He jumped out smartly, he went to the front, he did everything like what you would expect him to do.
That was a huge improvement on his debut run, which was on the 1st of Jan, 2 weeks earlier, where he ran a good fourth in a good field in the Produce Stakes on the 1st of Jan, which was won by horse number 2, Jake. And on the 1st of Jan in the Produce, Jake got out smartly out of the gates, and he made the running himself, didn't he?
That's why Vijay is running him within the span of 10 days time, because he didn't really do much. It was just like a morning outing for him in the race. So that's the reason why Vijay felt like he really has more scope of improvement. Was why not give him a chance again? Only thing, the factor, you have to wait and watch if he gets a 7 furlong. That's a question mark.
Right, and the mare Salt, owned by Mr. Vikram Bachawat. The mare Salt was a sprinting mare, wasn't she, Rutherford?
Yes, she was a pure 5 furlong sprinter in Bombay. She did well over a sprint, in fact. And his full brother was Dandy Match. I mean, he ran last week. He found the 7 furlong a little wanting, I felt. So, but you never know. Some horses are versatile. They do go. He might get a 7. That's why Vijay is running him over within a span of 10 days.
Well, he's having his 3rd start here. He's already had, so he'll be going for his 3rd start in 22 days. His first start was on the 1st of Jan, where he ran a 4th in the Produce, as we just said. And then he won that effortless race on the 13th. And he'll be carrying a 4-kilo penalty here for that win. And don't you think that's an equalizer, coming, to the other maidens in the race?
See, definitely weight gives a lot if you give another baby weight at the initial stage of the career. It's a lot of weight for them to give one another. But probably Vijay thinks he has more scope of improvement. That's why you're not giving him another chance, a crack at the Indian Champion Cup, Indian Champion Stakes.
Right, and number 2, Jake, the runner of Vijay Singh, and Jake won the Produce Stakes, quite well. He got out of early out of the gates. He was raced very maturely, very professional performance for a horse on debut, and he's a colt out of Verona, and his stallion is Win Legend. So. He'll be giving 4 kilos for that win to the maidens in the race. But he's beaten Dundee Satyagraha, who ran a 4th to Jake and Galen. which are running here in the Champagne Stakes. So do you think the 4 kilos that Jakes will be giving will really make a difference to Jake's performance, or do you feel he should carry that 4 kilo impost and still probably win?
He should, because looking at the race, the way he's won, Sandesh really didn't do much on him. He just punched him at the last furlong and a half. And looking at the verdict, I think he won much easier than what the verdict shows.
Yes, he won very smartly. His timing wasn't even bad for a horse on debut. It was 1:30, not very fast, but he looked like he has a lot of potential to grow on that
improvement.
On top. And number 3, Eastwood Rutherford. It's a colt by Phoenix Star out of the mare Do-Re-Mi. Also ran on the 1st of Jan in the Produce Stakes. He ran a 5th. He's sporting blinkers and a tongue strap this time. He's got a bit of a gait issue, does he? Or is he?
The last run he did play up a little bit, probably being his first start. Babies tend to get a little bit
That's right.
on their thing.
It's the first time, so everything is new.
He did play up quite a bit in the starting gates. If probably mends his ways and he settles down in the gates, probably he'll run a much better race.
I agree. So the experience run that he had in that 5th behind Jake in the Produce Stakes should make him run a much more mature race here and bring him into it. And of course, he's got that 4 kilo,
pull in the handicap.
Pull in the handicaps to Jake and to Dundee Satyagraha. Then we have Galen, a very smart looking horse, the chestnut colt. He looked really well on the 1st of Jan in the paddock, and he ran well. He ran a good second, I would say, to Jake's, and he's the horse which in this race can improve on that run, and with the 4 kilos actually come and topple Jake.
It's possible, Danny, he can, because to me I felt like he required that run last time. He was a little soft, I felt, in the paddock, and still with all that he ran a great race. Just a length and a quarter behind. No doubt Jake was much easier than what he looked like at the finish. But this horse got a scope of a lot of improvement, and not to forget, he's got a 4 kilo pull in the weights, which will make a lot of difference for a baby, giving another baby weight.
Right, Rutherford. So he comes in really nicely into this race, having run a second to Jake's, and now with the benefit of 4 kilos less than Jake, on the terms of the race. Then we have number 5, Mr. Moonlight. What a lovely looking colt. He's having his debut today, but what a beautiful horse. We've seen him in the morning. He's been working so well. He's done his gate practices really well. Very well bred.
He's a nice, big, strong looking horse once again, and James always gets his horses well tuned up for all these big events. So he's really been well tuned probably for this race by James. Looking at his workouts and his gate practices and the horse's physical appearance, he looks very fit, in fact, at the moment. What we have to wait and see is how he performs.
Well, being a 7 furlong, the kind of horse that he is, excuse me, James has really, planned his campaign right from the debut. So this being his, debut run, he's probably looking at the million a month away. The horse is a big, strong horse. He'll need a little, ground. So debut over a 7. He's the horse, even though he's going for his first run, he's the horse which has the quality really to be anything. He could really go very far.
He's got a strong pedigree to go by. Multi-dimensional out of Moonlight Romance. Moonlight Romance herself is winner of the Indian Derby, the Invitation. She's thrown a nice mare in Roberta. She's the winner of the Oaks also. So it's a good bloodline to go through.
Yeah, I'm eagerly waiting to see
we're all
Mr. Moonlight.
Watch.
Yes, I'm sure we are, rather. Yes. And then we have Sun God, the other runner from Chris's stable. He's a colt by Crimson China out of the mare Resolution, which actually the mare raced in Calcutta under Manvinder. Yes,
she was a quarter-broad mare.
So what do you think?
She was basically a sprinting type of
sprinting type, yes.
5.5, 6 furlong. She did pretty well. And he did run, it was a little green last time I felt, Sun God. He was all over the place. So probably Chris is thinking that why not give him more distance and see how he fares over a little trip. Because he was all over the place in the straight. He was in, he was out,
But again, that was the first run for a baby. He came out and ran 4th. Here we'll have to see. We'll have to see if he's up to the performances of that we've already seen of Jake and Galen, Dundee Satyagraha, and the up and coming horses Eastwood, and the debut
who everybody's waiting for to watch,
Mr. Moonlight, which is the only horse here which is not run. That's Mr. Moonlight. The others all have had the benefit of a run.
So let's see. We we'll look for this. It's going to be a cracker of a race for sure. We've got 6 nice 3-year-olds running. So we wish all the people, connections, all the very best for this race.
Rutherford, the Indian Champion Cup, which is a Grade 1 race. What a wonderful race to win for any trainer. You know, it's been a very historic race and one of the real plum features of the Calcutta winter season. And it comes right after the Gold Cup. And you have the upping of distance from a mile in the Gold Cup to the 1.25 miles here, and then subsequently you have the running of the Queen Elizabeth II Cup, which is a 2,800 meter race. So this year we have 4 champions running the Indian Champion Cup. Well, 3 champions, 3 Derby winners. We have number 1 Psychic Force, who's the Chennai Derby winner.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a 6-year-old horse, and Arshay Doctors brought him down to his yard in Calcutta. Arshay has really collected some good horses, you know, in his stable, and he's really doing well with them. Coming to Psychic Force won his first start for Arshay, beating New England in 7 furlongs, and then ran the Gold Cup, where he ran a very good third.
Showed a lot of improvement in that next start. That's a lot of improvement he showed.
He ran a great race there. He ran a very tenacious race. He just got beat, you know, by Star Superior and Trafalgar, very close home.
A 3-way blanket finish, you can say almost it was.
What a race it was, and what a finish the Gold Cup we were, you know, treated to see this year. So Psychic Force, they're all at level weights. He should run a hell of a good race, don't you think?
He's a horse who looks very, very well within himself. He's worked well. I saw his couple of workouts were pretty good, and I think he's the horse. He's like really relishes the extended trip over here. These horses, like he's the winner of the Chennai Derby. He won it well also, and there also he just got caught in the last, I think, couple of strides. It became like I felt like he was like tiring, but then he came back with a rerun at them again at the finish and made a lovely 3-way finish. He's the horse, definitely he's going to be there again at the finish, and he's going to be fighting out, I feel, with Trafalgar at this race again. They're going to have it a ding-dong battle again.
Right. And then we have horse number 2, Sagittarius, from the stable of our friend Vikash Jaiswal. Oh, what do you have to say about Sagittarius?
I really can't say much about him, Rani, because he's just has had 2 starts in Calcutta. Nothing so impressive to go by. So he really needs to find a lot of scope for improvement here with these top horses.
So as you said earlier, he may be the joker in the pack. So maybe there's something to do with his zodiac sign here, and some astrologer maybe has consulted, you know, to run here, and probably that might work. I mean, you know, it's the Indian Champion Cup. It's a 4-horse race. He's in the first 4. He's just got to beat 3.
Anything's possible in racing, Danny.
I agree. Anything is possible.
Going down also. So anything is possible. You never know. That's why he's taking a chance at this.
Good luck to Sagittarius.
Yeah.
And we have number 3, Shivansh, which is Vijay Singh's Monsoon Derby winner a couple of seasons ago. He's had 2 starts this season. He's not yet won. He's placed 3rd in his first start. And I think the 1.25 miles would be more to his liking, and a smaller field, because he's a horse which gets, you know, quite keen in a race. And he also has had the tendency earlier to shift off and sort of not run a straight course now and then.
His last 2 starts, he hasn't been doing that. His habits have been better this season.
He's straightened up a lot.
Yes. He hasn't hung out in the last 2 starts. He's a horse who likes a nice strong gallop at the same time. And he's the horse, like, I feel he's going to be there with him, because last time at the Gold Cup he was sitting right behind Star Superior, and when they really quickened he was found flat-footed at that time, but at the finish you could see he's coming back at him at the finish when the race was over. So the 1.25 miles would suit him better than a mile.
And horse number 4, Rutherford, Trafalgar, who is a champion, in every sense of the word. He's a Calcutta Derby winner. He's gone on to win the Super Mile. What a lovely looking horse, and what a versatile horse, and what a narrowly challenged, Star Superior in the Gold Cup right down to the wire. Just about, didn't get it. Star Superior beat him by a head. James has done such a wonderful job. He's looking really well. You've seen him the other morning. Tell us about him.
He's really been tuned up well. I saw him this morning. He looks fantastic. He looks absolutely spot on for the race tomorrow. And you would say he was pretty unlucky, I think, in the Gold Cup, even though getting beat by a head to Star Superior. It seems he lost his shoe at the top of somewhere up the straight. So that really makes a difference at the end.
Yes, well, if losing a shoe cost him there, if his shoes are on, he might just leave everyone flat-footed this time, don't you think?
Never know. He's a horse who's really is improving still at the moment, and even at 5 years old, he's still improving. I think so.
Well, it's really going to be a treat to watch these quality horses, competing in this prestigious race on the 22nd. So we look forward.
Yeah, definitely. Who would know better than a person than you, who already have won a couple of Indian Champion Cups under your belt?
Well, I may have won 1 or 2, but I wouldn't mind winning one or 2 more as well.
Why not? You never know.
And wish you good luck also with
It's possible.
with your Indian Champion Cup in future.
So you're looking all the best to everybody for the Indian Champion Cup. May the best horse win.
All the best.